Hey everyone, Cahlen here, and in this video I want to talk to you about how I don't bathe. I know that's probably really weird for a lot of people, but let's get into it. You know, some people are probably gonna stop watching the video right now already, but for the rest of you, you know, that's probably people who are just like, oh, well, that's interesting. And then there's some of you who are like kind of probably ready to start trying to make that happen for yourself. And there's a lot of benefits to it. You know, basically my whole way of operating right now is trying to remove as much dependence on the system as I can. And you know, a lot of people don't think about this, but you know, access to a shower or a bath, or right, I don't even wash my clothes, right? So or like a laundromat or something like that, these are all things that you would need to access normal society for the most part. I mean, you could find a cold spring or a river somewhere and freeze your butt off, unless it's the middle of the summer. But generally, even just having to bathe yourself is a big leash around your neck. And I'm really happy to have gotten to the point where I don't need that leash. I don't smell. People are like, oh, Cahlen, you must stink. I'm like, come smell me. I smell better than anyone I know, honestly. And even if I do work up a little bit of a sweat, like, you know, under the armpits, it actually smells good. So I know it sounds like, what? There's no way. Okay, well, let me just... This is one of those things you'll just have to kind of try it for yourself, right? You'll just have to, if you really want to believe it, you have to actually see it for yourself. I didn't think it was possible either, but I haven't bathed or washed my clothes, except for my underwear and my socks, a couple of times in like warm water in a little bowl since June. No bathing at all, right? So anyways, basically there's some key elements to this. Now first is, many of us are familiar with the fact that we need a healthy gut biome, which means that we need microbes which are living inside of our gut to keep our gut healthy and to be able to digest our food. This is not just true of inside your body, this is true of outside your body, right? So it's not just that you need specific types of microbes, it's that you need a very diverse population of microbes. And that diverse population can even include many microbes that we would normally think of as bad, or you know, that would hurt us. But the fact that you have a diverse microbiome creates a culture, a system that keeps all of the individual types of microbes in check, right? So when you get an infection or something like that, this is like one microbe which is allowed to grow and take over everything. And you know, if you get a skin infection or you get an infection inside of you, that's why. So like if I were to like wipe down my skin with alcohol and then put a bad bacteria there, that bacteria is going to take over that area because it's been wiped out and all the resources are free for the taking. But if there's a diverse of hundreds or thousands or millions, whatever, different types of microbes on that skin, that bacteria is going to get in there and he's going to be like, all right, well, it's kind of crowded in here. I'm going to start making little offshoots of myself, you know, and he might, even though he can be detrimental if he's too much of him, he can be useful for various reasons. And this is true of all kinds of microbes, not just bacteria. This includes fungus, this includes viruses, and this includes parasites even. So anyways, this is a big topic and I won't go into that right now, but basically this is how I use that to get to where I am, and this took me a few years, but I don't think it would take really that long. This is just how it kind of has happened for me. So there's a product called Mother Dirt. I think it's called Mother Dirt, and it's basically something you would spray on your skin, and it's giving you a diverse population of microbes. And you don't want to kill these things, so I also stopped using soap and shampoo. And so I would still bathe myself in water to keep clean, but I wouldn't use anything. And you know, eventually it was just clear I didn't need to use soap, I didn't need to use shampoo. And that lasted actually a couple of years. It didn't, you know, I could have gotten to the point where I am now much earlier, but I just didn't, you know, because I like taking showers, I like taking baths, I like hot water. But now that it hasn't been available to me, I found that it doesn't make any difference. Ever since June, I smell the same. I'm not dirty. No, I go out in public all the time into nice restaurants. You know, well, that's not true. I don't go into public all the time, actually. Someone did take me out to dinner last night, and I'm wearing the clothes I haven't washed since June. I haven't bathed since June, and you know, I looked completely presentable. I don't know, maybe people think I look like a homeless person because of my beard and because I wear, but other than that, I look clean, I smell clean, I am clean. So anyways, that's one aspect, is the microbiome. You want to make sure you have good biome on your skin, and you don't want to kill it with soap or hand sanitizer and stuff like that. Well, you can do it locally, because if you kill something, I don't really wash my hands that often, but if you do it locally, it's all the microbes are still up here, and they will take over that area, right? So it's not so bad that you murdered all of those guys. All right, so what are some other aspects? Okay, another big aspect is the clothes. So every level of my clothes system, from the gloves to the hat to the shirt to the socks to the underwear, the bottom layer is merino wool. Now, wool is it keeps things under control in terms of microbial growth, right? So when I was experimenting a few months ago with merino wool underwear and polyester underwear, and the polyester underwear would get unbearably stinky within 2 to 3 days, and the merino wool, I could go a month or longer, without even doing any of the cleaning things that I'm about to talk about in a second here, right? It really works, and it's a very, very strong effect. And the clothes themselves won't get stinky, and your skin underneath the clothes won't get stinky either. So that's a really important element. I don't think you can go without bathing without having that type of thing going on. So, okay, so the next thing is the sun, right? And basically, this is partly to keep your clothes. This is kind of like the way I wash my clothes, and also the way that I wash my body is I wash it with light, right? Light from the sun is sort of it helps keep microbe populations in check. And also with the wool, especially if I take my underwear off, which I might do this every 1 or 2 weeks, right? When it's in the middle of winter. When it's summer, I'll do this every day, but in the middle of winter, I only do this every 1 or 2 weeks, right? Because it's just generally too cold to get to the point where I'm taking even my underwear off, right? So I just take it off, I flip it inside out, and I put the front side, the side that gets generally stinky, facing the sun, and an hour or two later, it's perfectly fine. Now, skin cells do build up on your clothes, and it can be good to get those off. And I found that's basically only necessary so far with the underwear and with the socks. And so what I do is I put water in my solar oven, I leave it until it gets hot in a little pot, and then I just dip the socks or the underwear. And this is even, I've only done this a few times since June, less than 5 times. And so, and then you just kind of go like this, and all that stuff just comes off. And you just see it come off into the water instantly. The hot water just melts it off of the wool, and then you leave the wool out in the sun to dry, and that'll take a couple hours, and it'll be perfectly clean. So I feel like there might have been some more elements to this. What are there more elements? Oh, right. Okay. This is a really big one too, right? The amount that you smell or have gross things on your skin, which you really should be cleaning off, is a factor of what you eat. So your body removes toxins, certain types of toxins from your body by sweating, by pushing them out of the skin. And so then they're just sitting on top of the skin. So if you're eating shitty food all the time, then yeah, you're going to stink, especially if you sweat, because you're kind of activating all of that and pushing it out into the air around you. And so yeah, I mean, I've had a very clean diet for a long time, and so that's a very important aspect. I've also gone through many different detoxing type situations over the years. So my body, I would say, is cleaner than 99.9% of people, and my diet is also that clean. So yeah, basically that means eat organic, eat natural, don't eat at a fast food restaurant. If you're gonna eat meat, then eat grass-fed meat, and or if you're gonna eat dairy, grass-fed, right? These types of things. So anyways, that goes a long way. So I think that is all. I think that's all of the tips I have. I can't think of any more, but that's basically the gist of it. And again, it is a very freeing thing, you know. It's just like, even people who go homeless or like go and live in their van, like they have to like rent a YMCA or like a 24-hour fitness. They have to pay for some sort of service which has access to shower rooms, because in their mind they think that this is a necessity. And because of their lifestyle, it actually is, but it is possible to change your lifestyle so that it's not. So, and this is the only pair of clothes I have, people. It's not like I'm changing out clothes, right? I'm wearing the same clothes all day long, all night long, for months at a time without washing them or myself. And I am perfectly clean. I smell awesome. My skin is healthy. And I go in public and no one knows anything, right? So anyways, that's my video on minimalistic hygiene. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider sharing it. If you'd like to help me out in a more substantial way, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/gift. And if you'd like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, whether publicly or privately, you can learn how to do so at cahlen.org/one-on-one. Thanks again for watching.